Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Koholimla Yahweh. Bahashim Yahushai. Bahashim. Chahakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. And just want to say the waters for the H.I.M and Ahwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Waf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And saw this article, and it says the quiet epidemic of uncelebrated men dying alone. And when they get to talking about stuff like this, they're really talking about these Edomites, man. Because a lot of these Edomites, they don't have no game like that, you know what I'm saying? And the ones that do push up on these women, and they may be married 20, 25 years, and then she just takes him for every goddamn thing he has, and more than likely she's getting banged down by some so-called black guy. So it's not looking well for Esau these days, you know what I'm saying, as far as relationship goes. They don't know what to do. They're depressed. They're baby dads now. They're, just going through it. They're on child support. They're going through everything that so-called black men, Hispanics, and Native American men were already going through already. So let's get a little bit of the article. We'll grab a couple of scriptures. It says, loneliness is a silent crisis. But for many men, and it's a lot of women going through this too, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of older women. They hit that wall and things are not looking good for their asses neither. It says it's more than just a passing feeling. It's a quiet epidemic. Across the world, uncelebrated men are dying alone. Their stories untold and their struggles unseen. This isn't just a sad statistic. It's a wake-up call for all of us. Whether you're a man, no one, or care about the well-being of your community, this issue matters. The consequences ripple through families, friendships, and even economy. Understanding why this happens and what we can do about it is the first step towards change. Now that's because that's truth right there when it says the consequences ripples through families, friendships, and even the economy. But who's running the world? Who's the one that's situating it where the earth is in the state that it's in? It's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It's him himself. It's his own people that have fucked him over, man. He just didn't think that it would happen to him the way that it is now happening to him. Because most of the setup for failure, systematically, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, was all for, our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But this is Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein, who is he? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's running the earth? You have to ask yourself, really, who's in control of this globe? Not just the globe, but the universe. These people are all out in space. They all underneath the, in the oceans and shit. They're dictating where you can go, where you can't go, when you can go, how you're gonna get there. You need their passports. You need their birth certificates. You need their social security numbers. You need to take damn shots to prove that you're, you don't have nothing. They stamp your passport. You go to another country, and then this Edomites, the so-called white man that's in that country, telling you, okay, well, you've overstayed your stay. You got to go back to your own master, the so-called white man in the country where you come from. So he's running the globe. He's the one that's in control of the food, the water, these medications, just society in general. He's on programming the people through the news, through the media. People look at this idiot box or TV, and they look at that shit, man, and they really believe what this man is pushing across the news channel, man. Because it's only 6 companies that run all global news, and the so-called white man owns that shit. And mainly Amalek. Those people that's over there in the Holy Land calling themselves Israelis. They own a lot of the media, so they push this shit through the media box, and people, jump on it, and that's the next phase for them. They don't know how to brush their damn teeth without this man telling them what to brush their teeth with. They don't know how to, what deodorant to put on unless this man is telling them. What soaps to put on, what lotions to put on. They listen to everything that this man says. So when they came out with this social media, because he causes division, he really causes discord among brethren. So he has put that man against the woman and the woman against the man. And it's really Esau, he's really reaping what he's sown, because he caused that discord among brethren. And that's something that the Lord hates, because He divided us up as a family. So now they're all separated and dying alone, and we don't feel sorry for them, man. They're only reaping what they've sown. That's that Galatians 6:7. It talks about how the Lord is not mocked. That a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So they've sown discord amongst us. So guess what? And now it's happening to their asses. That division is happening to them. So this is Proverbs. I want to jump to the point. Verse 6. And let me do it like this. Let's just start from 16. Proverbs 6:16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. So the Lord actually does hate things. And when you see Lord in all caps, we know that this is speaking of the Most High, the Father, which His name is Yahweh, which means that He exists, or the existing one. And the true name of our Lord and Savior, which is not a so-called white man, His name is Yahushai, which means that He's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo-Hebrew. His name is not Jesus. He's not a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. There's no so-called white people coming to save no one. You know, when the Lord walked the earth, He was a dark melanated man. He would be a Negro today if He was on earth today. And His people today are the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Right? But it says, these 6 things doeth the Lord Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto Him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Those 3 things right there, Esau is the so-called white man. He's great at those things. He's definitely prideful. He definitely not going to tell you the truth. He's been shedding innocent blood for like a millennial, man. This motherfucker been shedding innocent blood for like 1,000 years. Verse 18, and heart that deviseth wicked imagination, feet that be swift to running into mischief, that's them as well. A false witness that speaketh lies, that's him. And he that soweth discord among brethren. Matter of fact, in the NLT, it says a person who sows discord in a family. And that word discord, matter of fact, let's see. Let's do a web search on it. Let's see what they got on today's meaning. Oh shit, they got, no, that's not what we want. We want the meaning of the word. Let's put that in. See, disagreement between people. A prosperous family who showed no signs of discord, okay? See right here, these it goes off into it got similar words. Strife, conflict, friction, hostility, disagreement. See, he'll come in and he'll twist shit and get to, whispering in the woman's ear. Now she's against the man, or he'll get to whispering in the man's ear. Now he's against the woman, and now it's arguments. Divorces go down. The family is cut down the middle, and now they fighting over who's gonna get the children, the dog, the house, the car. You know what I'm saying? And it all stems from this man. That's what our Lord said. He hates that. That's an abomination. The Lord is not about the separation of family, man, like that, man. That shit is crazy. The way that this man has come in between everybody. And he does it with, saying, oh, you see, you're dark-skinned, the light-skinned people are better than you, or you're light-skinned, the dark-skinned people are better than you. You got this white and black, all this, he comes up with those particular types of things, and now it's just starting to land back on his ass, man. So it is what it is, and we love it. We love it. That's why you're seeing a lot of them, they're unaliving themselves. Okay, so they have they're going to get into it here. So the first one they have on the list is the disappearing social circle. As men age, their social circle often shrinks. Yeah, that's true, because you lose a lot of friends. A lot of them die off. A lot of them, they move away. They just it's just how shit go. It says childhood friends move away, work colleagues retire, a family member pass on. Unlike women who tend to nurture friendships throughout life, men are more likely to let relationships fade. According to a Harvard study, men are less likely to reach out for support or maintain close relationships or salakia friendships, which can lead to a profound isolation. If you're noticing your own circle getting smaller, take the initiative to reconnect with old friends or join local groups. Even a monthly coffee catch-up can make a world of difference. Well, when it comes to us, the Lord, He's the one that's going to do a lot of separating anyway, because, when you come into this truth, You're not gonna have anything in common with people of the world. It's just that, if you're really seriously into this truth, it's not gonna work out like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see you as being weird, and you're gonna see them as being weird. You're gonna see them as you're gonna see all the unrighteous things that they're doing as the Lord is cleaning you up, bringing you through the fire, and making you righteous. You start to see the wickedness and evilness that's going on with them. So you and the scriptures talks about believers being unequally yoked to unbelievers. It's just not going to work out. Those particular friends that you have in the world, they're going to phase. All the friends that I had in the world, I still know these guys, but man, I don't see them, man. Matter of fact, two of them dropped by my house. I hadn't seen them in years. That was just not that long ago, probably about maybe a month, 2 months ago. And they just dropped by. I'm like, shit. I'm looking through my door. I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right. But shit, they don't call me. I don't call them. That's been done. That's been a done deal as soon as I came into this truth. Matter of fact, I explained to them this truth though when I first came in. Well, from there it was like shit. They just got away. Shit, I wasn't tripping on that shit. And I still, to this day, I don't even fuck with them like that. Not that I'm, got anything against them, because shit, them was my road dogs. But that shit is a wrap. You get to changing. The stigma, number 2 on the list is the stigma of vulnerability. Society often teaches men to be stoic. Well, that's what we are. We are stoic. You should be stoic. The apostles go into that all the time. Matter of fact, let's get this word stoic for people that may not know what it means. A person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feelings or complaining. This is just a part of this truth, man. We may be going through something, but shit, the first thing pop in our head should be the scriptures. All is well. Okay, we can see, that's why the scriptures talks about walking by faith and not by sight. Yeah, we see with our physical eyes, okay, that the shit is fucked up. But within our spirit, all is well. This is what we're thinking on, because we understand that the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh is in control of all things. Man's goings of the Lord. And once you get that understanding, you got that fear of the Lord, shit it's not going to penetrate you or bother you like how it would a person that's not into this truth. They just wig the fuck out and do something hastily and go out and fuck themselves up even more. They're trying to make a judgment call, so to speak. But the scripture says to lean not to thine own understanding. Then they do something fucked up, and now they're in an even more fucked up situation. That's why a lot of people are in damn graves and a lot of people are in jails. But this is a perfect what a stoic is. Where you endure pain or hardship without showing the feelings or complaining about it. Because the Lord said, hey, what's with the murmuring and complaining, man? You're not supposed to be murmuring and complaining. Roughly paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? All that murmuring and complaining, like, what's it going to do? You should be, thanking Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, being content with what it is that you have, and you wait. The scripture says, it's plenty of scriptures in the book of Psalms that talks, on waiting on the Lord. You have to wait, man. Everything is a process. His ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. We may not know exactly what it is that he's doing at the time, but at the end of that thing, man, you're going to get a lesson out of it, or the Lord was trying to show me this, or the Lord was trying to show me that, right? So let's go back. So that word stoic, it says, society often teaches men to be stoic, self-reliant, and emotionally reserved. This cultural expectation can make it hard for men to admit when they're struggling. And I mean, hey, we supposed to have the brethren. There's nothing wrong with kicking it with the brethren, you know what I'm saying, about certain things. But still, you got to go through what you have to go through. It says the stigma around vulnerability means many men suffer in silence, afraid to ask for help or share their feelings. The result, emotional pain goes unaddressed and loneliness deepens. If you're feeling isolated, remember that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Start small, share your thoughts with a trusted friend or family member. You might be surprised at how supportive people can be. Well, we have the brotherhood for that. Because the brotherhood is going to come at you with the scriptures. They're going to let you know. And actually, the brotherhood, they're going to be there for you in prayer. The brotherhood can anoint you, man. Pray for you. When it comes to these carnal ass people, they don't have that. And then, the average person, they give you, if they're not giving you advice from the scriptures, if they're not giving you scriptural advice, then this shit is carnal and it's going to get, overall it's going to fuck you over anyway. It says retirement and loss of purpose. For many men, work isn't just a job, it's a source of identity and purpose. Retirement can bring a sudden loss of structure, daily interaction, and self-worth. Without a plan for life after work, it's easy to slip into isolation. According to the National Institute on Aging, staying socially active is crucial for mental and physical health in later years. If you're approaching retirement, start thinking about hobbies, volunteer opportunities, or part-time work that can keep you engaged and connected. Well, this place is to the point of Esau done made it impossible, basically, to trust people. People are not trustworthy anymore, even amongst your family members, your closest family members. There's a lot of, distrust and things like that going on. As a matter of fact, that's this list of things, we always bring it out. As of late, we've been bringing it out because it's actually prophetic. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1, it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." So this whole list right here is what people are really into. This is how they, from old to young to middle age, most people have at least 5 to 6 of these attributes, man. So it's hard to even deal with people these days. So a lot of people, they just want to just be to themselves anyway. You deal with people, you get fucked over. Nobody keeps their word no more. You can barely let people. You might have a friend that you've been knowing for a long time. You might not, if you haven't seen them in a while, or just in general, you may not even want to let them in your house. Because if they come into your house and they get to seeing what you live in like and what you have, they could, turn against you and break into your shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially in these last days when it's going to come down to a point of, what's that? 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Because this is the mindset that a lot of, let me go to Salakia Apocrypha. The mindset that a lot of people are in, man. This right here is gonna come to pass soon. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'll just start at 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand." This is the attitude or the mentality that people are more leaning towards, and it's coming to a point where it's just about to hit, real hard. You know what I'm saying? Where all this is going to be in full-fledged first gear, all gas, no brakes. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. See, people don't trust people no more, and people have that inkling, especially these older people anyway. These elderly guys that's done retired and things, that they know what's coming. They know that America is doomed. That's the reason why all of them ran out and voted for Trump in flocks, and not knowing that he was going to do what he's doing right now. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." See that? They're not going to regard the damn mayor telling the citizens to stand down. People gonna be out here bucking, man. You're not gonna care about what the governor has to say, the senator has to say, the police have to say. Especially when it comes down to that food, water, people having to survive, because shit is about to get scarce. You can already see that people bugging the fuck out already, man. Road rage is crazy as hell. People don't have no patience. This shit is getting crazy out here. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And you're watching that right now in motion right now. On a day-to-day basis, as the weeks go on, the months go on, and prices go up, and people losing jobs, and they keep talking about recessions and fucking depressions, and And people are, people bug the fuck, man. People through right now. So people are they already have that energy, but it's just the Lord is going to turn this thing on, and it's just going to be a nonstop, go hard hookup. You know what I'm saying? Where people are just going to come up against each other in a foul way, because people don't give a shit right now. So people like this right here, they already set. Probably already. You know what I'm saying? They, got plenty of damn guns, plenty of bullets. These Edomites, they be already stocked and ready to go. And they don't trust each other anyway. A lot of these Edomites don't trust each other like that, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are really, the average so-called black man, he'll have at least two friends. If they, three friends. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these Edomites, man, they don't deal. They don't trust their damn wife. The wife, she's walking on eggshells around that motherfucker. He's walking around on that dirty ass wife beater. Come on, bro. The kids don't come over. Come on, man. Okay, it says loneliness. The next one they have on the list is number 4, the health toll of loneliness. Loneliness isn't just an emotional issue. It's a serious health risk. Well, you wouldn't be lonely if you have Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. I spend a lot of hours by myself. I spend most of my time to myself, in a sense. I don't really hang out around too many people like that, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, I don't feel lonely, you know what I'm saying? I feel the presence of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It says studies show that chronic loneliness can increase the risk of heart disease, depression, or even early death. In fact, the health impact of loneliness is comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. God damn. Well, this is Esau's science, man. If you're feeling persistently lonely, don't ignore it. Reach out to your doctor. Consider joining a support group or explore therapy options. Taking care of your mental health is just as important as looking after your body. Well, hey, these people, man, they get set in that way, and the Lord not dealing with you, it's a done deal. The importance of community is number 5 on the list. One of the most effective ways to combat quiet epidemic of uncelebrated men dying alone is to foster a sense of community, whether it's through neighborhood events, faith groups, or online forums. Having a place to belong can make all the difference. If you're not sure where to start, look for local meetups or volunteer organizations. Hey, Esau, man, they be, motherfuckers that group up and go hunting and shit. They love going hunting. Even small acts like chatting with a neighbor or attending a community event can help you feel more connected. Remember, building community is a two-way street. Sometimes reaching out to help others is the best way to help yourself. Yeah, right, motherfucker. The next one they have on the list is practical steps to reconnect. If you or someone you know is at risk of becoming isolated, there are practical steps you can take. Schedule regular check-ins with friends or family. Yeah, a lot of the time, welfare checks, man. Hell, people doing welfare checks these days, hell, they found out a motherfucker in the apartment been dead for a couple of years. They done turned in, they mummified. That's me. A lot of that's been going on because people really don't have no people to check up on them. Like, people don't check up on each other like that no more. It's just not what it used to be. This shit is Esau and ran the earth into the ground. That's just is what it is. It says, even if it's just a quick text or phone call, set goals to try new activities or revisit old hobbies. Consider joining a club, taking a class, or volunteering. If you're worried about someone else, don't wait for them to reach out. Take the first step. Sometimes a simple invitation can change a life. Yeah. Number 7 on the list is supporting uncelebrated men in your life. We all know someone who might be quietly struggling. Maybe it's a neighbor, a co-worker, or even a family member. Make an effort to include them, ask how they're doing, and listen without judgment. Small gestures like remembering a birthday or inviting someone to dinner can have a big impact. If you've noticed signs of loneliness or depression, encourage them to seek help. Your support could be the lifeline they need. And a lot of these people just got so much damn pride, though. Pride coming before destruction. Matter of fact, let's get that one. It's a lot of people that just, they just insaturated with pride, especially these Edomites. Motherfuckers walking on the property and shit. Motherfuckers sitting on the couch with a shotgun in his lap at all times. That's why you see, you don't want to get caught up, man, in none of these places where these motherfuckers live, man, and they see your ass walking. They fuck around and take a shot at your ass, man. Proverbs 16 and 18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better it is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. But overall, you know what I'm saying? These people are prideful, man. They're too proud to ask for help. You know? And that's something that all of us could work on, you know what I'm saying? As far as, hey, if you need some, shit, you need some help, man. You just need some help. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But some people are so high up on their mighty horse that they don't want to see people. They don't want people to see them in a way, anything other than them just being, up high. They take a hit and they just kind of phase away because they don't want people to see. It's crazy. I mean, that a lot of people live like that. You might see a person, you think that a person, that's why the scripture talks about not fretting. I think that's in Psalms chapter 37. Psalm chapter 37, verse 1, it says, a psalm of David, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. So you might see somebody, that always look like they got it good. They driving the sweetest car. You know what I'm saying? They always got on the latest fashions. They got the nice little necklaces, the watches, just always looking that part. And people like that, they generally be prideful, and you be surprised at how bad they really doing in the backdrop. But they're not going to tell you because they're known to be fresh to death. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And motherfuckers could be doing horrible in the backdrop. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you hear about them. Well, damn, I thought this shit, I just seen them. They doing good. Nope, they done lost the house. They done lost this. They don't, but they ain't never asked for no help because they don't want nobody to know that they've come down off that high horse, man. So, it's important to stay humble, man. Lord, he deals with those, with that contrite spirit. Okay, so I guess the conclusion here is breaking the silence. Every connection counts. The quiet epidemic of uncelebrated men dying alone is a challenge we cannot afford to ignore. We can turn the tide by recognizing the signs, breaking down stigma, and reaching out, both for ourselves and others. Every connection, no matter how small, matters. Let's make sure no one has to face life's challenges alone. Well, hey. It's what it is, man. There's nothing you can do about it. The Lord wants your ass to be alone. You're going to be that way. Oh, here we go right here. Somebody says, my wife passed, so getting a dog was my road to having something to do with my long days. Taking care of my girl was a blessing in disguise. Glad I adopted her. So this is what these people are doing. And this is women as well. They get, matter of fact, it's a lady, I was just kicking it with this chick before I left the job and shit. She appears to be a little Edomite. I don't know what she is, what her ethnicity is. I don't know. She appears to maybe be in her, I don't fucking know how old she is. She work out, though. She'd be hitting that gym. She definitely in shape. But she appears to be like she might be in her damn 60s. But she was just talking about how, she was so alone. She let her daughter talk her into going to a doctor, a goddamn cat the other day. So I seen her. I asked her about the cat. She's like, yeah, it's doing this and it's doing that. And, it's looking like incredible. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to, they don't want you, hey, you, because a lot of women, you have an opportunity at some point to deal with a man. Why fucking die alone when you can have a man? Because y'all gonna realize you're gonna need men anyway. You're gonna realize it at some point. But a lot of these people, they've been talking about how they, women rather, I don't need a man. So now they just pretty much, they got a cat or a dog and they dying alone. But a lot of older men, they're doing that as well. But see, a man, he can get he'll get a little bit of attention by being a little sugar daddy or something like that. Depends on what he got going on, you know what I'm saying? But the shit is not looking good. Okay, somebody responds, for her too. I'm sure she loves every moment with her person. And I bet you do too. Our dogs and cats are amazing in the small, simple ways. They brighten the day. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats and wouldn't trade the world for the love and joy they give. See, this is Esau. Esau, I've seen them all this morning. I be riding through this park and shit, man. And me, the mice be walking in behind those dogs. They'll have a big-ass bag of dog shit walking with them dogs. So they picking up the shit behind the dogs. And I'm just thinking like how disgusting that shit is. But these people let these fucking dogs jump up in their lap. They tongue kiss them all in the mouth. And this is how they live. Somebody else responds, as I got older, I now strongly realize that a man needs a purpose and a goal for the day, week, and month to do things, to get things done for himself. Well, yeah, that's generally, the way men are structured, you know what I'm saying, the way the Lord created us. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Somebody says, I think most miss the point. It's not the actual act of taking your last breath alone, but the process leading up to that. Years of slow isolation, a real problem for real men. Yeah. Somebody says you enter death by yourself, no matter if someone holds your hand or not. Yeah. Here go another person. But heaven or hell, my dog will be waiting for me. After years, I'll be at rest. Goddamn dog. Somebody says, I'm living alone. No more nut job women going through menopause, throwing spaghetti in pots and sauce at me. Hell no. Peace and quiet is the mantra. I don't care if I die alone. It doesn't matter. And that's fucked up. Somebody said, choose better women. Yeah. I mean, and it do get crazy. I know this guy on the corner right here. It's an older couple. And, normally I would be sitting out of my truck at night, you know what I'm saying? I used to just listen to videos and I'd be, it's dark out, so nobody even know that I'm in my truck. But, I'm just hearing arguing and shit. And, this old man, this guy's, I know he's damn near 80. He's banging on the door. She would not let him in. I'm talking about like on some teenage shit. She done locked the door. She won't let the man in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, well, goddamn, y'all done been together for like fucking 40 years, whatever. I don't know how long. But anyway, they've been together a long time. But I'm thinking to myself, like at 80-something years old, I know he's in his mid-70s, something, but that's too damn old for a woman to be treating you like that. And I'm thinking like, bro, what the fuck is you? I would have me some hotel money, bro. I wouldn't be dealing with no shit like that. But she finally let his ass in after him. Everybody coming out their house looking and shit. Like, what the fuck going on? He just screaming her name, like, please let me in. I'm like, man, come the fuck out of here, bro. And then, as of late, I've been seeing, like, those hospice, those people that have to come and take care of your ass. And I'm talking about she be loud as hell. Fussing, cussing, louder than mother. I ain't heard her ass no more. Because supposedly, she done fell on a little sick bed and shit. And I know that guy got to be at peace like a motherfucker now. Because she normally don't drive, you know what I'm saying? He would do all the drive and he would pick up, you know what I'm saying, the grandkids and shit like that from school, all that little shit. But she don't drive, but he would always have to take her to wherever she needed to go, where she wanted to go. She's just constantly jumping out of it. I just would hear the bitch just cussing and fussing at the guy all the time. I'm like, I know that guy got to be at some peace right now. Because she's not able to do it. Because I know my parents was telling me, I don't know nothing about it. I don't be asking. But I know, they're old neighborhood friends of my parents. And my father had mentioned that, you know what I'm saying? She was really, really sick. And I seen her a few times. And motherfuckers had to carry her ass in the house, you know what I'm saying? So I've been seeing like this doctor coming back and forth. So I know she in there, but I seen that guy the other day. And just the look on his face, just how peaceful he looked. Because she can't fucking fuss at him no more. So whatever's going on with him, with her ass, that guy's at peace, man. Okay, this guy says, no friends or family, no girlfriend. Just work 70 hours a week. Yeah, that's going to do you right there, too. No sick days or vacation time. What's the point? Nobody to take a vacation with. Well, hey, man, yeah, that 70 hours a week going to do your ass all kinds of dirty. You ain't going to last that much longer. Yeah. Yeah, somebody said it. It's for women too. It is. Hey man, a lot of women are here alone. Are alone. Matter of fact, it might be more women than men. It just might be. Somebody says I would love to have one moment alone, just once. Yeah, man, probably at the crib with them kids and shit, huh? Yeah, this is some, it's overall, yeah, it's some real American shit. Yeah, we're just living in a day and time, man, where Esau has destroyed the planet. That just is what it is. That's overall what it is, man. And again, when they do articles like this, they not a lot of so-called black men. They not getting in on this on these surveys and shit like that. And you know, Jake not doing no shit like that. These are talking about these damn Edomites, man. And let me just grab one more before I get out of here. Gotta love it though, and we love it. These are the things that we've been praying for, man. We pray for this stuff. We're actually seeing our prayers come to pass. The Lord answering our prayers, man. This is a token. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And that's what we're witnessing right now. We're witnessing the fall of our enemy, man. Because Esau is not doing well out here, especially these ones that voted for Trump. Them older ones and these younger ones, they are depressed. They are depressed. Because again, like I said, they don't have no game. They don't have no push-up game to be running up on no chick. You know what I mean? Hey, how you doing? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to grab no number up. If they on dating sites and shit getting rejected, you know, sitting there with a tube of Vaseline on the motherfucking nightstand. They ain't got, you know, they ain't nothing happening for them. They losing in every area, and that's why Trump's talking about making America great again. But it's a wrap. Y'all done had y'all run, you know. So now you sitting alone with your damn dog. And there's a bunch of them out here like that too, man. You'd be surprised. Matter of fact, I don't know. Let's do a quick statistic test. I'm just gonna put in: are there more men than women that die alone? It's probably more men though, because a lot of women, you know, they be done hit the jackpot by divorcing the guy, and you know they kind of take it, you know, kind of take it easy and shit while he's still working to pay off whatever, you know. Okay, it says yes. According to some studies and expert observation, men are more likely to die alone than women. Yeah, because you know they able to get, they got, matter of fact, they have more incentives anyway. You know, they're more likely to be able to get into a a senior citizen home, or you know, whatever. You know, and then just women. You know, this is their world. It's you know, feminism still rule. You know what I'm saying? It says this is often attributed to factors like men having a lower life expectancy than women, and potentially being more likely to live alone after divorce or separation, leading to isolation and fewer social connections. Yep, that's exactly what was popping right there. Yep. Higher mortality among men. Research indicates that men have a higher risk of all cause mortality when living alone compared to women. But hey, you can do shit. You can do something about that, man. Because you know, like I said again, hey, we in the scriptures, man. There's no way that you should be feeling that way. You in the scriptures. Social isolation and loneliness. They have life expectancy, while women generally live longer than men. This can also mean that women are more likely to be widowed and living alone, potentially increasingly the likelihood of dying alone. Yeah, that's going on. Socioeconomic factors, poverty and unemployment, are often cited as factors contributing to loneliness and isolation, and men may be more likely to experience these challenges. Cultural factors. Some studies suggest that men may be less likely to seek social connections or emotional support. Yep. Anyway, you see what it is, man. But this is mainly Esau, man. Esau is because Jake, you'll see Jake, man. Jake not, man. Jake, that motherfucker has some drinking buddies or something. If it ain't nothing but them sitting around, you know what I'm saying, drinking some damn beers and watching a fucking game. Jake or going to the fishing hole. So Jake gonna have a couple of guys around him, type of deal. You know what I'm saying. He may even be, you know, he dealing with a couple of old women. But this is mainly, like I said, this is Esau's data. This is their science, where they're talking about this guy. You see this guy right here, and this guy right here. You see this guy in this picture. He's the one that'll come and shoot up a concert or shoot up a Walmart or shoot up a school. You can clearly see, like, when they disconnect like that, these are dangerous people. Anyway, with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and a Baba Bar.